We're looking at the Somnath Temple, a really famous spiritual landmark in India. But its story is about so much more than just faith or architecture. It's actually a story of incredible defiance, a symbol that's been torn down and then just rises from the ashes again and again. And that really gets you thinking, right? How does a building, a physical thing made of stone, become a symbol of something eternal? How does it become an idea so powerful that no matter what, it just refuses to disappear? Well, to really get a handle on that resilience, we've got to go way back, right to the very beginning. And believe it or not, the first clue is hidden right there, inside the temple's name. Okay, so let's break it down. Soma, that's the name of the ancient Hindu moon god, and Nath, that means lord or master. So you put them together, and Somnath literally means Lord of the Moon. Pretty cool, huh? And of course, there is an amazing legend behind that name. The story goes that Soma, the moon god, was cursed, and he started to lose his light, just fading away. So completely desperate, he travels to this exact spot on the coast to pray to Lord Shiva for help. And Shiva, seeing his incredible devotion, steps in and helps restore his divine light. So out of pure gratitude, what does Soma do? He builds the very first temple right on that spot to honor Lord Shiva. And you can see how this origin story, this idea of losing everything and then getting it back through faith, really sets the stage for everything that's about to happen in the temple's long history. Now, this origin story didn't just create a temple, it did something much bigger. It established this site as an incredibly sacred place within Hinduism. See, Somnath isn't just any important temple. It's revered as the very first of 12 super sacred shrines in India, and these are known as the Jyotirlingas. So what's a Jyotirlinga? The name literally means lingam of light, and these 12 spots are where Lord Shiva is said to have appeared as this massive, fiery, infinite column of light. That's what makes them some of the absolute most powerful places of worship in all of Hinduism. But here's the thing. All that sacredness, combined with legendary stories of its wealth, also made the temple a huge target. And this is where the story takes a really dark turn and enters this relentless cycle of destruction and rebirth that would come to define it. For centuries, invaders were drawn to the temple's fame and riches, and it was attacked, looted, and just completely leveled. And I'm not talking once or twice. This happened over and over and over again. But here's the absolute core of the story. After every single time it was destroyed, devoted followers would just rebuild it. This incredible cycle of being torn down and rising back up became its trademark, all fueled by a faith that simply would not die. Just look at this timeline. It really shows you the epic scale of this history. You've got the mythological origin, then this repeating pattern of destruction. One of the most infamous attacks was by Mahmud of Ghazni, way back in 1024. But then, look at that jump forward. Almost 1,000 years later, the final modern reconstruction kicks off, right after India's independence in 1947. What a story. All right, let's zoom in on that last part, because the temple's modern rebirth is completely tied up with the birth of modern India itself. Yeah, the temple that stands today, that wasn't just some repair job. No way. It was one of the first huge projects for the new nation of India. Rebuilding it was a massive statement. It was a symbol of the country taking back its own heritage, its own identity, after centuries of foreign rule. And the person really spearheading this whole effort was Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, one of India's most important leaders right after independence. And they were so careful with the new design. They built it in the traditional Chalukya style. It's this beautiful, super intricate architecture that really honors the temple's ancient past. So after all that incredible drama across the centuries, the temple today is, well, it's a living legend. So let's talk about what it's actually like to visit this amazing place right now. First off, the location is just as secret as the temple itself. It's right there on the coast of the Arabian Sea, just standing majestically. It's near the Triveni Sangam, which is this holy spot where 3 rivers meet. And get this, it's also super close to Balka Tirth, the sacred place where Lord Krishna is said to have ended his time on earth. The whole area is just buzzing with this powerful spiritual energy. Okay, so if you're thinking about visiting, you'll want to know the schedule. Darshan, that's the viewing of the main deity, is open from 6 in the morning till 10 at night. The main prayer ceremonies, the arti, they happen 3 times a day. And you don't want to miss this. Every single evening, there's a big light and sound show that tells the whole story of the temple. That runs from 8 to 9 p.m. Oh, and 2 last things you should know. First, getting into the temple is totally free. And that awesome light and sound show I mentioned, it's called Jai Somnath, which is just perfect, right? It means victory to the Lord of the Moon. And that brings us right back to where we started. The story of Somnath really proves that some things are so much more than just stone and mortar, aren't they? They're living proof of faith, of identity, of pure resilience. So, I'll leave you with this to think about. What other ideas out there are so powerful that you can just rebuild them from the ruins, again and again?
Enjoyed this video? Please like, share it with a friend, and press the bell icon to never miss an update.